Brad Johnson here for Bottomline Thursday.
I am Chris Bowling.
And I'm Chris Beyer, and we are also here for Bottomline Thursday.
Nice.
How
All
about that?
right. Well, let's talk about an article you and I read all the time. It's the NAIC Accident and Health Policy Report.
Every day.
Did you get your
I've
latest
got it actually
copy?
printed off for reading tonight. It's on my nightstand.
Good. And for those that just don't geek out like we do, what is NAIC? It's the National Association of Insurance Commissioners, our regulators. They monitor insurance companies in all the states, and they create a report. Um, this report we're going to talk about actually that looks at calendar year 2024 because the data always takes a while to compile and gets posted and
Yes.
stuff like that. But what does it tell us? There's a lot of stuff that is even boring to me, um, but some interesting stuff. So it talks about how did the overall carrier end up with their loss ratio? And when we say loss ratio, claims divided by premium. Ideally,
Yeah.
insurance carriers want to take in more premium than they pay out in claims.
Oh,
Ideally,
yeah.
have maybe a
Yes.
15% spread on that, maybe more, depending on the types of policies. But diving into that was pretty eye-opening. I think this past year, all of us would agree, as we have clients in both Iowa and Illinois, among other states, but since that's where we live, there's a high number of clients there. We saw the Blue Cross on the Iowa side of the river have pretty reasonable renewals.
Yeah.
Yep.
UHC, pretty reasonable. Um, in the Illinois side, we saw some big renewals. I want to say like 20% plus seemed to be the
Horrible.
norm. I
Up
don't know.
to mid 50s was our
Yeah.
worst. Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
horrible.
And so you might be wondering, how can, Blue Crosses are different in each state. Um, how could they be so different? And I think this explains a lot. The loss ratio, for example, of Wellmark on this report for accident health overall is 84%. So
Solid.
for every dollar
Steady.
premium, they paid out 84% and
Solid.
kept
Yes.
the rest for expenses. And you can definitely run a business on that. United Healthcare was 85%, same
Okay.
thing. Healthcare Service Corp, which includes Illinois, Blue Cross, among others, Texas, I think some others are included. They were running 92%, one of the
Ooh.
highest on the
Hot.
list. And I think,
Very hot.
when you think about your renewal and you're fully insured, and depending on your size segment too, though, your own experience comes into play,
Yes.
your demographics, but also too, what's the health of the pool that you're a part of? And if the
Yes.
pool is an insurance carrier that's seeing some heavier losses than others, guess what? In addition to trend, you're going to pay for everyone else's problem
Right.
too. And so I think
100%.
I think we saw that. So this report that we joke about that no one does read, except for maybe geeks like us, I think it did explain, or at least validated, what we were
Yeah.
seeing
Right.
out there.
Did it add in there in 2022, 23, 24 that Blue Cross was just handing out money like it was Christmas if you just renewed with them?
Yeah.
Did
Very
did it address
undeserved
that?
renewals on the other end. Yeah.
True. Yeah,
Something
they
And
shifted quickly.
yeah, and all of us knew this would happen. I mean, I've always said every 5 years, Blue Cross wakes up and says, wow, we need to underwrite and we need big increases. And then they go out and they just start buying business for 4 years. And then they wake up again and be like, we're losing our tail. We need to underwrite. So we're in that. Actually, they did such a poor job. I mean, I'm hearing 27 is going to be no better than 26 renewals. It's going to be
Yeah.
another rough year for them. So,
I think in fairness to them too, I mean, certainly they do business across multiple states as an organization, but Illinois is horrific for fully insured plans. I
man,
mean, UHC can spread that out among some other states probably easier, but Illinois is requiring everything to be covered, you know. Your
that's
your
true.
parents are financially dependent on you, you can add them to your health plan now.
hmm,
I don't know how, I don't know what that
right?
means, but now you're covering your parents and your kids on your plan. Like
Yeah.
That's a
it,
really good
it's
point.
a
You
And
want,
lot that has to go into the underwriting now.
yeah,
yes. You want
yeah,
the highest price drug for that condition? You don't have to do step therapy. You can go straight to the highest price drug. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
I hate to be the same person saying the same thing. Somebody has to pay for these decisions.
absolutely.
It's
You're
common
right.
sense. If you pass laws that make everybody feel warm and fuzzy, and claims go up 10% more than your competitors, somebody got to pay for that, you know?
Yep.
Yeah.
I think that's a great point. And just because the river separates those two states shouldn't mean the difference that claims are up simply because of bad luck. I think a lot
Yeah.
of it could be policy and requirements of coverage. So, yeah,
Yeah.
makes
Because
a lot of
all of us
sense.
are seeing, high cancer claims in every state on
Oh,
every carrier. It's
Right.
it's some of these other provisions that I think are padding that increase.
good
Yeah.
point, Mr. Barr.
Yeah.
Good point.
But bowling to your point, not that I could see that it really because it included insurance carriers all over
Sure.
the US on this report, but it may be interesting to look at the old 22 or 2023 report, and see if
Right.
how their loss ratios were
Yeah.
if they're at 60%.
Yeah.
That might explain why you can give a decrease to a group that probably needs a 50% increase.
Yeah.
Those were the
Yeah.
good
Those were
old
fun
days.
years. Those were fun years.
And
Yeah.
what's
Yeah.
amazing is as Buyer said, we had somebody get a 50% increase. We go get a quote. It's within 5%. So it's like you were undercharging for so many years. Now you're needing this big increase. Yes, because you were
Yeah.
undercharging, and which we'll take. Any carrier wants to undercharge our clients.
I'm
Oh,
happy to take that. Yes.
but at some point, like you said, your loss ratio is just going to blow up. So,
Yeah.
yeah, that's a great article. I'm glad you shared it.
Thank you, Brad.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Brad.
We'll catch you next time.
All righty,
All
we'll see
right.
you.
See you guys.
All right. Bye.